All the years that can be divided by 4 are leap years, except the very last year of the century, unless it can be divided by 400. So the year 1900 that cannot be divided by 400 was not a leap year, but year 2000 was a leap year. 2020 on Wednesday, and 1, 2, 3. March gets the first joint part of the middle finger, and the 5-day from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, plus a leap year additional 1 day gets Thursday. Hi there, Storynack here. Today I would like to tell you more about the calendar system so that you can extend your imaginary hand trick and should be able to do with the calendar of many years ago or many years in the future very quickly. First, what makes the calendar calculation so tricky is the leap year system. In my How to Remember Calendar video, I talked about this, but every last year of the century, such as year 1900, 2000, 2100, 2200, and so on, you have to know whether the year is a leap year or not. This is the rule again. All the years that can be divided by 4 are leap years, except the very last year of the century, unless it can be divided by 400. So the year 1900 that cannot be divided by 400 was not a leap year, but year 2000 was a leap year. This will make the calendar go in a loop every 400 years. The most recent loop started in the very first day of the year 1888, and it lasts until the year 2287 using the Sunday, January 1st leap year method. If we try to see the calendar patterns by looking at the leap years and the years that begin on Sunday, we can see some interesting patterns, and we can adopt those patterns to help our calendar calculation using a hand or an imaginary hand. By the way, this Gregorian calendar system did not exist before year 1582, and for some countries before year 1848 or 1873 or 1929. So it could be silly trying to find out what day of the week of any day in such old days. Now for the 400-year loop, it has 15 subdivision loops if you look for Sunday, January 1st leap years. The first large subdivision loop cycles in 40 years. That means that for this subdivision loop, once you see Sunday, January 1st leap year, or SJL, the next SJL comes in 40 years. Again, remember the year 1888 was the beginning of the 400-year loop. In year 1928, the first 28-year subdivision loop started, meaning every 28 years for 6 times of 28, that is 168 years, the same 28-year loop lasts. So from the year 1928 to the year 2096, we will have exactly the same calendar pattern every 28 years, so we can substitute any 28-year subdivision loop for the most current 28-year loop, such as 2012 till 2039 calendar. Then between 2012 and 2040, the known leap years, Sunday, January 1st come in 5, 6, 11, and 6 years. All the other 28-year loop is the same way. So after year 2012, Sunday falls on January 1st of the year 2017, 2023, 2034, and 2040. Now if you remember this, for particular years that begin on Sunday, the adjacent years can be easily calculated to learn what day of the week the first day of the year falls on. Okay, quick review. 1928, 1956, 1984, 2012, 2040, 2068, and 2096. All these Sunday, January 1st leap years start exactly the same 28-year sub-loop patterns. So each 28 years, calendars can be substituted by the calendars of the current loop, 2012-2039 loop, then 2017, 2023, and 2034. These years begin on Sunday but not leap years. Those are the non-leap Sunday years. Now what day does March 5th, 2048 fall on? The year 2048 is the same as the 9th year of 2012-2039 pattern. So 2020. So you can use the calendar of the year 2020. Now what is the closest Sunday year? So year 2017. 2017 begins on Sunday, so 2018 on Monday, 2019 on Tuesday, and then 2020 on Wednesday. Then 1, 2, 3. March gets the first joint part of the middle finger and the 5 day from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Plus a leap year additional 1 day gets Thursday. Now beyond 2096, there will be the first 12-year loop in which the Sunday year comes in 6 years and then again in 6 years. Then 3 28-year loop come, then again 1 12-year loop comes, and then another 3 28-year loops come, closing the 400-year loop. Then begins another 400-year loop with the first 40-year loop in which the Sunday year comes in 5, 6, 6, 6, 11, and 6 years. Now I know it gets kind of mind-boggling, but it is how it works. In any case, it is a lot easier to remember the calendar patterns between year 1928 and 2096. And most of the time people do not show interest in learning what day falls on before that, or as such way out in the future.